Symphonic Distribution presents Next Up, a show about hip-hop culture, music, and art with DJ Sandman.
Next up, I believe that's me. Next up, I believe that's me. Next up, I believe that's me. Next up, I believe that's me.
And now, your host, DJ Sandman.
What's going on, everybody? DJ Sandman. Welcome back to another episode of Symphonic Distribution presents Next Up. This is volume 3, and I call this one the Funky Child, man. I got good reason too, because a little bit later we're gonna holler at who I call the Funky Child, DJ Glow. But right now, I got the creator of the funk, legendary hip hop DJ, man. Someone that I looked up to, someone that I admire. A pleasure to have him joining us today. He goes by the name of DJ Lord Jazz, Lords of the Underground. Everybody get up for Lord Jazz.
What up?
Lord Jazz, how you doing, sir?
Good.
Man, good to see you, man, for real.
Same here, bro. Same
Good,
here.
for real. Yeah, so we was talking, you know, we're on the new episode of Next Up. I just played your a record from your latest single, from your latest album. I played This Is 050. We just came out of that. And we'll talk about the album in just a little bit, but I just wanted to introduce you, you know, to the people, you know, because I know you got your classic fans. We got new fans out here. So people need to know what's going on with Lord Jazz, who you are, what you got going on, and just all of that stuff, man.
First of all, man, I want to salute you and everything that you're doing for the culture of hip hop, man. You know, I know you're one of the pioneers out in Tampa, and, you know, you're still doing your thing, man. So I commend you, man, and I support whatever you're doing.
I appreciate that. I really do. I really do.
Shouts out to everybody tuning in right now. If you didn't know, I am DJ Lord Jazz from Lords of the Underground. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. You know, a lot of people don't know that, man. After all these years, that, you know, they think I'm from Jersey. But,
yeah. Cause y'all made Jersey, y'all made Jersey famous. You guys are Naughty by Nature, you know what I mean? And Redman, but y'all three like just kind of blew Jersey up, you know what I'm saying? So I always thought you were from Jersey too, but originally Cleveland, Ohio. That's what's up.
Yeah, man. So
okay. So how'd you go ahead?
I was just gonna say, after all these years, you know, people still think that I'm from Jersey. I did live in Jersey. I lived in Jersey for like 11 years in East Orange, right down the street from Redman, right down the street from Naughty. So, you know, everybody kind of just gelled, you know, together, man, when I moved there. But, you know, I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. I can't stress that enough, man, because I always rep my home.
Yeah, you always got to rep your hometown, man.
And if you peep from the Here Come the Lord's album on Lord Jazz Hit Me One Time, Do It All even says it in his rhyme. And I bet you not believe that he comes from Cleveland. You know, but it just went over.
Right. That's right.
You know?
That's right. He does say that. That's one of my favorite joints on the album, man. Because I always loved the DJ cuts. You know what I'm saying? I came up listening to hip hop in the 80s, and like all the albums had DJ cuts, you know, where they're giving up to the DJ. And when y'all's album came out and you had that on there, that was definitely a joint we was banging. I was feeling that. But that's dope, man. So shout out to Cleveland, Ohio. So
man.
So how did you go ahead?
One second. Let me just reiterate why I did Lord Jazz Hit Me One Time. Because back in the early 90s, you know, you had a lot of DJs, but you know, they were always in the back and they never said anything, you know. So I wanted to change that persona. So I was like, man, you know, I'm not a rapper. I don't proclaim to be a rapper. So my man Do It All wrote that rhyme for me. And I just wanted to do something. I wanted to change that, the image of the DJ always in the back and never said anything. And first of all, I started Lords of the Underground. So it wasn't like, Do It All and Mr. Funky, and I was a hired DJ. Like we were a group, we were free, you know, we were a unit.
Yeah,
so
a whole unit,
Yeah, man. So I just wanted to do that, man, to represent for the DJs and, you know, the culture. So
that was dope, man. Salute to you for that. because that's true. Like the DJs were always the background. And what I was saying earlier about like, you know, listening to music, you had the DJ record where they was just scratching, but you was actually on it. I think the first DJ I heard that came out and was rhyming on a record was Grandmaster D from Houdini. I remember it might not have been the first, but I just remember that when Grandmaster D came out and did a record with Houdini, he was rhyming on it. But that was dope. Yeah, salute to you for that. So so being from Cleveland, Ohio, how did you make that connection with linking up with Do It All?
Okay.
And creating Lords of the Underground? Because how did that whole connection come about?
Well, the thing came about when we went. Well, I went to Shaw University. It's a black college, small black college in Raleigh, North Carolina. So I was a radio communication major. I had a radio show. You know, I started with gospel. I used to wake up at 4 a.m., go open the radio station, turn everything on, and I started with the gospel show, man. Then I worked my way up to a jazz show. And back then, the format of the college radio station at my college was jazz music. So, you know, and I love jazz music, but you know, after the second year, you know, I had to talk to my instructor, the program director. I was like, yo, I love jazz and gospel and all of that, but I need to express myself, man, and really play what I want to play, which was hip hop, you know, reggae, house, soul, funk, you know, whatever. And he gave me the green light to do that. And back then, this was like 1990, and you know, it was like unheard of, man. And I received a very big response, and just people around the Raleigh-Durham area, you know, listened to the station. And by me just doing that, man, I would bring up, you know, different MCs, and you know, I had to spice it up, man. I had to put that hip hop effect show. So a good friend of mine by the name of Denton Evans, he's from Newark, New Jersey. He was like, yo, Jazz, man, I gotta hook you up with well, you know what? Let me go back before I get into that.
Okay.
My best friend in college, his name was Derek Jackson. He was from Los Angeles, so we called him LA. And I taught him how to mix and scratch. So I used to bring him to the parties with me while I was DJing. You know, when I got tired, so I let him take over, you know, and he would rip it up. So he never forgot. He never forgot that. And when he graduated, he was a year older than me. When he graduated, he was like, Jazz, I'm gonna look out for you. I don't know how, but I'm gonna look out for you. So I was like, you know, whatever, bro. And I went back home that summer to Cleveland, and I got a call from him. He's like, yo, Jazz, is LA, man. I'm with Molly Mall. That's my cousin. I'm with him at the House of Hits right now. And he was like, when you go back to school, form a group and send me a demo. And I was like, word, I bet. And so when I went back, now I can get to that story. I hooked up with my man Denton. He told me about Do It All. I hooked up with Do It All. I liked his energy, you know, his flow. And I would bring Do It All to the parties with me. He would get the mic, and you know, we would just start ripping. And then other people was telling me about this younger cat named Mr. Funky. And I was like, I want to meet him. So I went to meet him. I was like, yo, I'm forming a group. You know, I wanted to know if you wanted to be down, but you know, I need to hear something though. Right. He spit 8 bars, man, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, all right, that's it.
You just knew right then when you heard that.
Immediately we went. I had a little 4-track back then, man. We went and recorded a couple joints. Psycho being one of the songs. I sent the demo in the tape. I sent the tape in the mail, real mail with a stamp on it.
Right.
You know, send it. My man hit me back like 10 days later, like, yo, man, Molly love the Psycho joint, man. He want to meet y'all. And I'm like, word. So I hooked up a show in Raleigh-Durham area. And Molly and my man Ellie flew down, man, and they seen us, you know, rip a live show with the crowd. And, you know, the rest was history. Molly loved it. He was like, man, I want y'all to come check me out at the House of Hits. And, man, we all the way up from Raleigh, North Carolina, met with Molly Mall, man, and which was incredible still to this day.
Yeah, that's a crazy story, man. Because Marley Marl is like a hip hop god, man. So I know, I always wondered how you guys link with him. You know, I didn't know that. I thought it might have been you guys got the deal on the label somehow, and then they linked you with Marley. I was gonna ask you that. So that's dope. That's a dope story, man. I never knew that.
Yeah.
I never knew that. So your man, shout out to LA, man. He really looked out. That's crazy.
And actually, LA, he managed the Roots back in the early '90s, and
Okay.
He managed Scott Storch when he did all them
Oh wow,
hits. So
wow.
shout out to my
So
man LA, man.
yeah, that's dope. So that's like in college radio, man, because that's kind of how I got introduced to you guys. Because around the same time, I went to here in Florida, I went to University of South Florida, and they had a college radio station, and they mostly played rock music, you know, like rock and alternative and stuff. And my roommate, he got a show on there. He wasn't really a DJ, he just loved hip hop. Like he had like in the dorm room, he had like suitcases. He had suitcases full of every hip hop tape that you could imagine. He just had them in his suitcases. Like that's how many tapes he had. And he would go up there and play stuff on a cassette. And then I would go up there and hang out with him. And then I was like, yo, I want to get on here and do some hip hop too. So I ended up getting a show on there. It's called WBUL, was a radio station. And I got my own hip hop show. And then I started doing I started being a music director. So that's kind of how, you know, I got there and I'm like, man, the labels are sending all this music here. And no one was really playing it. He was playing his tapes because he wasn't really a DJ. He was just a fan of music and thought it was cool to play tapes. But I'm like, I'm trying to learn how to DJ. I'm DJing parties already out of high school. And I'm like, yo, I don't got to go to the store. They're sending all these records here. And it was like a whole new world to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then yeah, then every week I was on the phone with people, you know, like Fat Man Scoop back when he was at Tommy Boy. He was calling, they're all calling to get this record played. That's how I linked with Black Moon, Smith and Wesson, like Drew High and all of them. That's how I got introduced to you guys too, because you know, Lords of the Underground, the label sent us the records and we're like, you know, we was on it. Me and my man Scoop, he was doing the show with me, and another cat named Kashim. And we were just like just taking all this new hip hop that was coming into us, you know, and breaking it down here in Florida, man. That's what we were doing. Yeah, so man, shout out to college radio. But that's a dope story how you guys hooked up. You know, man. and then when you guys so Marley, so you got with Marley, he loved it. That was big. And you guys did the album, man, and the album was just so successful at that time. You know?
Yeah, man, what's crazy is, man, we were still in college when we did the Here Come the Lords, and just let me take it back. So when I got to Marley's house, the House of Hits, man, you know, he opened the door, fucking LL was there, Heavy D was just like oh my God, like wow. So it's like, man, you just soak up all of that energy, man, that energy. And we immediately just started vibing, man. We just immediately just started vibing. Like I said, we were young, man. We didn't know nothing about the business. And at that time, you know, we were just messing around. We were having fun, man. We were having fun. Yeah. And so we did the a little single with like three songs on it. We still didn't have a deal. We just put that out. And then one day, Marley Marl had a meeting with Ruben Rodriguez from Pendulum Records. And he was doing a remix for Melissa Morgan. And you know, back then, Marley Marl was like the first producer to incorporate hip hop with R&B. So he was doing a remix for Melissa Morgan. So he went to put in the DAT so Ruben can hear it, and it was our Psycho song. You know, he put it in. I don't know if he knew that it was a mistake, but he put it in, and
he snuck it in.
Like, oh my God, like what is that? And Marley was like, oh, that's this new group I'm working. And Ruben was like, I want to hear more. I want to hear more. So, you know, we just started recording joints, man, and you know, we hooked up with Ruben, and that's when we got our first deal on Pendulum Records. You know, distributed by Electro. That's
Shout out to
how
Molly,
that
man.
happened.
Shout out to Molly for sneaking that dad in,
Yeah,
man. That's dope right
yeah,
there. That's crazy. I mean, if he did it on purpose, even if it was
yeah,
a
man.
mistake, but shout out to him for that too, man. That's crazy.
Right,
You know, and that
right.
changed
You
y'all's
know,
whole
every
life right there. That changed y'all's world right there too.
whole life.
Yeah, that changed your whole world.
Yeah,
That's a beautiful
yeah.
story right there.
And
And then I remember
we go
getting
ahead. We started. Huh?
you broke up for a sec. You broke up. I couldn't hear you. You dropped out.
Oh, okay. No, I was just gonna say when we started to record the album, and back in the college radio days, you get all these promo records, right?
Right, right.
So I'm going through records. This is we had a deal, and we were doing the album, and
Right.
So I'm going through my record, and I see this single, and it says, I'm like, Das Effect, what's this? So I put the Das Effects joint on, and I'm
Right.
listening. I'm like, damn, the beat is dope. And soon as he comes in rhyming, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, let's do it all.
Right.
I was like, what the fuck? So I'm like, man, I took the record off, and I might have recorded it on a cassette. And then I went to dude's dorm. I knocked on his door. I'm like, dude, you doing songs with somebody else? Like, what's going on? He like, what you talking about? So
Right.
I'm like, listen to this. What is this? I put it in. I let him hear it, and he's like, that ain't me, but it sound like me though. It do sound like me.
Right,
So
right.
he's like, damn, it sound like like do it. So if you listen to "Here Come the Lords," that's what we're talking about.
Okay.
If you listen closely, hey yo,
If you listen
up,
close.
turn your radio up. It's up.
Right.
Yeah. So that's how that song came about.
That's how that came about. Wow, that's classic
so,
right there, man. That's classic. And
yeah.
I know that had to bug you out
Yeah.
because they do sound similar, like that same style and everything. That's crazy. That's a
And the
great
hype
story.
voice. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Except for the diggity. We never the diggity iggity
Right.
wiggity. And I don't know why people always said that sound like Das, because the whole world was doing iggity. And shout out to Das, man. Those my peoples, my man DJ Dice, Ronde. Shout out to them. But yeah.
That is crazy right there. And then but the album was so successful, man. The Chief Rocker, all of them. And you know what? And your name is like forever in stone in hip hop with Lord Jazz. Hit me one time, make it funky. I can say Lord Jazz, and anyone else that's in hip hop, they'll be like, hit me one time, make it funky. They just know that, man. That's got to be a good feeling right there. That's big.
Yeah.
That's big. So the album went platinum, and I did see that you guys were pretty much the first hip hop group to get a BET award off of that. Is that true?
Yeah.
Like I heard the first year of the BET Awards, I know you guys won, and that was like the first year of the BET Awards ever. That's big too.
And that was before it was televised.
Right, right.
That's how long
that was like the first
was.
Is when they first started BET Awards. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we were down here in Florida, man.
Yeah.
Myself and a few of my DJ friends, and we were just hyped about all the records y'all were putting it out, man. We were dropping them on the radio, all the parties, and it was kind of like it was a beautiful thing, man. And then to I mean, I'll jump real fast forward, but then to not really ever meeting you guys, like I was doing college radio and I was starting to book some artists and bringing them to Florida. Like I brought Smith and Wesson, Camp Low, Black Moon, like just by being in college radio and talking to the labels and to the managers, you know what I'm saying, and just building them connections.
Right.
I never really got to link with you guys. I do have some drops that y'all did for me, like on a cassette tape. I gotta find it in a box.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Because being in college radio, the label would send drops. I got some drops from you guys. I think I have the promo photo that they sent out as well. when they were launching you
Yeah,
guys' first project. Yeah, I kept a lot of
yeah.
my hip hop promos. I still got all the vinyl in the back. Um, but
I
but
see
in
it. I
that time,
see it.
yeah, in
Dope,
that time,
dope.
I never got to link with you guys. But years later, um, it was a blessing. I was excited, when I was going to Paris with Dynasty, who I DJ for, and I finally got to meet you.
Yeah,
That's when I finally got to link with you in like
yeah.
2014, I think it was 2014. Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Um,
14.
yeah. So that was big
That
for
was
me,
super
just meeting
dope,
you.
man.
We did a show
Yeah,
with Glow. We're gonna talk to her in a little bit with your daughter.
yeah,
But I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Dynasty, do you know who that is? Do you know who that is? I was all excited, you know. And y'all had already had a relationship. So but that was
Yeah,
cool. That was cool.
yeah.
I was gonna ask you that. Like, how did you get up
That
on
was super cool.
yeah. I was like, how did you get up on
How do,
Dynasty? I did always want to ask you that. I never
man,
asked
I got up on man, because I mean I'm always digging for new underground music, and
right.
I saw that she was doing some stuff with Primo, my man, and
Okay.
I was like, damn, let
Okay.
me check it out. And when I checked it out, and that's when I got into I'm like, damn, she dope. And
Yeah.
like we were searching for a female MC to do this song with Glow. We were gonna do
Uh-huh.
it with Shantae at first. She was the first female MC. So I talked to Shantae, but she would never send the rhyme. So
Right.
I'm like,
Okay.
all right, we don't have forever. And then when we hooked up with you guys in Paris, I was like, damn, she's right out here, da da da. So we just
Yeah.
hooked up with her, and she was, she's just
Yeah.
a so kind spirited and nice, man, and
Yeah.
dope on the mic. I was like,
Right.
that's it. We got to do it with her. She wrote the rhyme, sent it back, and
Uh-huh.
everything was love, man. So shout out to Dynasty Girl DY, super
Yeah,
dope.
definitely.
That's how that came
Definitely.
about, man.
That's awesome. I never, I
So
know we're friends and we talk, but I never really asked you how you guys linked up. I was just excited that she was like, yo, we're doing a show with Glow. And then I was like, hold on, that's Lord Jazz's daughter. I didn't even know. And then, all these years later, I'm down here
yeah,
being a fan, supporting your records and all that. And now I'm chilling with you in Paris, man. That was dope to me. That was dope to me.
yeah. And
Definitely.
crazy
That was my
how
first
hip
time
hop
over there
is. Look,
too.
we met
Right, right,
yeah, it's crazy.
right. I was gonna ask you that too. I know when I first went to Europe, it like opened my eyes to the whole new world of how they support hip hop over there. Because
Yeah,
coming out of the '90s and the boom bap era, and how the market,
yeah,
in the US kind of changed a little bit. I mean, there's still fans
yeah,
and there's still fans everywhere, but when I went over to Europe, it was kind of like the 90s and just hip hop all over again, like the culture. Like they were there for the culture, not just for the
yep,
trends. You know what I mean? And that opened up my
exactly.
eyes. Yeah, I remember the first time
Yep,
we're going through Germany and we're riding on trains to different cities through fields of just like
yeah,
flowers and stuff. And then every building you see, there's
yeah,
graffiti everywhere, like in the middle of like these daisy fields and stuff. It was just crazy to me. It was like a whole new world, and then just the support.
yeah.
And then I found out that you were actually living there. You weren't just in Paris on tour. You were living in Paris.
Yeah,
What brought you over there to live? I always wanted to
man. You
ask
know
you that.
what? I love traveling, man. I love just exploring the world because it's so huge. And I
Right.
was living in Jersey at the time, and I was just kind of I just needed a change, man. And I set up a meet with Do It All and Funk. I was like, yo, man, I'm about to break out. I'm about to go to France and just
Right.
test the waters. And
Okay.
I didn't even plan going out there for no music. I was just going to chill. And
Right.
the people started recognizing walking in the streets, and I'm like, oh, like okay. And so I end up just, just meeting some cool people out there, man, that are really into music, into hip hop. And I ended up getting a radio show out there and started producing the French artists. And,
Right.
and then I met my wife. I had my 2 kids, and,
Uh-huh.
it was lovely, man. Like you said, like there's like a 90s like explosion out there from, from hip hop. And
Right.
that's just like they're really into our music, like more than we are in the States. And
Yeah,
that's
that's
what,
true.
I
That
kind of
is
fell
true.
in love, yeah, with
Yeah.
the love of hip hop, man, and appreciate it. So that's
Right.
how I got to Paris.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely feel you on that, because even like I said, it opened my eyes when I went over there, and we were in all these different countries and cities over there, and the love and support for the music
Yeah.
was big, and I mean, they just don't know just the hits, you know what I mean? They know your whole album. I remember we were doing a show with Onyx, and
Everything.
and like every song Onyx did, they did songs that I didn't even know. The whole crowd was singing along,
Yeah.
going crazy. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
wow, made me kind of want to move over there too. I know Dynasty was talking about it for a little bit, just
Yeah.
because the love was so immense. You know what I'm saying? The love was so immense. Yeah, but
Even
that's dope.
when I went to your show with DY, and I
Hmm.
saw all the people just spitting her lip, and I'm looking at the crowd like, wow, this is beautiful, man. Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, that was a good feeling, man. Definitely a blessing, man. And shout out to DJ
Yep.
Premier for rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we got connected with you. Beautiful thing.
Yep.
Yeah, he actually
Yep.
I met Premier through DJing and just doing hip hop like I do. So that was a blessing. And I started sending him Dynasty records, and he was
Right.
like, "Yo, I'm playing this on my show tonight," and I couldn't believe it. And then we just made that connection. He was in
Yeah.
town. We linked up and started working together, man. Did a couple records. So that was
Mm,
a blessing for us. Definitely.
dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. So, and you know what else too?
God.
The first time I know, so you were living in Paris for a while. I'll talk about more stuff about us as well. But our first time we landed in Paris, what was dope to me was a dude had reached out to us. Shout out to Yellow. He reached out to us on Facebook. He hit up DY. He's like, "Yo, you're in the city. I'm doing a mural for you." And we went to wherever he was, and he's doing this big Dynasty mural. And we were just like, wow.
Yeah.
The love was just so crazy, because
Yeah.
we're in Tampa and doing all kind of stuff and doing hip hop, but we don't have any murals. But we go to Paris and there's a mural for Dynasty out there. That was crazy to me. That was crazy
Right.
to me. Yeah, definitely.
Hey, one
But
second. Let me get my plug. Let me go get my batteries
okay.
low. Hold on.
Yep, go ahead. Jazz went to get his battery. Appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. DJ Sandman, Lord Jazz. Definitely a blessing to be chopping it up with him. Like I said, we were down here breaking Lords of the Underground records. I got some of the vinyl in the back. Here come the Lords, Keepers of the Funk, TikTok joint, all the promos. And we're gonna holler at DJ Glow in just a little bit, his daughter. She's 16. She's the funky child. Wait till you hear her music and what she does. All right.
I need to move this back a little bit. Hold up.
Yep, no problem.
Okay. All right. There we
All
go.
right, we back. So let's talk about this real quick, because I know the pandemic hit and kind of all the shows stopped, no more touring, not a lot of DJ gigs, and everyone's streaming right now, and you're real heavy on streaming. But I like the fact that you were streaming before the pandemic hit. I was following you for a while, and I know that you've been
Oh
doing
yeah.
your Friday night mix show. You've been on Facebook Live. I tune in, so you've been on that wave before all the other DJs. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, shout out to D Nice, man, for really making that explosion for the DJs doing it live like that. But I
Right.
always tell people, like, I was doing that 5 years ago.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
You definitely were. You're like one of the
when
I lost you for a second. But
I
yeah,
couldn't
so
hear
you've been on
yeah,
that.
couldn't hear you.
Okay. The Friday night mix show. I know you do that Friday nights. And what I like about your show is you keep it authentic and boom bap and soul and funk and hip hop. You know what I mean? Like you stay true to you and to your
Yeah, man.
fans, and I love that. I love that. And right now, I know
Yes, sir.
you just
Yeah. I
recently,
mean,
yeah, you were
I was
breaking
gonna say,
up against
you
stuff.
have to stay true to your. Okay, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
a delay. It's a delay. So I was gonna say, yeah, you have to stay true to your roots, man. I mean, don't get twisted. People think like that's all I play. That's not all I play. That's what I like playing. But I play house, I play reggae, I play funk, I play R&B. I mean, I play
Yeah,
everything.
I know.
Because for me, being a DJ, you have to know all music.
Yeah,
Because when
definitely.
you go to rock party, you never know. You never know. So you might have to switch your style up and boom, throw something on to keep the people on the dance floor. So don't
Yeah,
get it twisted. I don't just play underground hip hop. I
right.
do
Lord
love it, but
Jazz.
I don't just.
Yeah,
Matter of
nah.
fact, when I went to a party in Tampa and you killed that, I forget the name of the place, but you killed that shit.
Oh, that
Can I
was
curse
the
on here?
Jazz House. Yeah, yeah, you can curse. Yeah, that was the Jazz House. That was the Jazz House. I appreciate it. I
Yeah,
appreciate it. Yeah,
man,
cause
man, I had a great time, man.
thank you, man.
Great time.
That's good to hear you say that, man. Because I love that party. The party I was doing at the Jazz House, it was just great because I could play
Yeah.
all kind of music. I could play all kind of music. I did a lot of old school.
Every,
I mixed in, everything like all the
yep.
way up to the new stuff. But it's just a good mix of it, and it's just a great energy. Because
Yep.
I'm like you, like I love music, and I stay true to myself too. What I like about streaming is you don't have anybody. I was doing radio forever, and there's rules to the radio, to the
Yeah.
commercial radio. So you gotta keep
Yeah.
everyone that's listening is so different, and you got to keep everyone interested. But when you're streaming, you're just doing you in your own little zone. You know what I
Right.
mean? And just playing what you feel. You don't have anyone
Yep.
telling you anything, no pressure. So I love doing the streaming as well. I fell back from it a little bit when I started getting hit with
Yeah,
a
man.
lot of copyrights, but I'm gonna jump back on Twitch
Yeah.
here real soon. Yeah, and I know you just moved yours
Yeah.
to Twitch as well. So
Yeah,
you're
man.
doing Twitch TV. I got it here on the bottom. DJ Lord Jazz. Make sure y'all
Yeah.
tune in to his Friday
Yeah.
night mix show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please tune in, subscribe to the show, follow the show, and because I just started, I did the first show yesterday. Uh, so man, I'm just trying to spread the good word of boom bap music to people because people think that there's no more boom bap out here, but it's millions of good boom bap music. You just have to search
Yeah.
for it. And I did get the joint from you, that that the mob joint. I
Oh,
did
okay,
get that
okay, yeah. Yeah. My man,
with
I
Big.
might throw that in this episode too. Yeah, my man Bobby Wolf and Big Noise.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Big
yeah,
Noise out here in Tampa,
yeah,
man. He's
yeah,
like out of the block from me. So like we gotta work on a project, man. Me and Noid. I gotta get a project out on Noid. But I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But you're right, man.
I'm only
There's a
putting
lot of what's that?
word.
There's a lot of good boom bap
Now
and
I'm
just
just shouting out.
Okay, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of good music out here. That's one of the things that sometimes it kind of bothers me, man, because the way the industry kind of flipped up, there's a lot of good music out here, but there's not a lot of people promoting the music to the DJs. You know what I mean? Like there's not a lot of people promoting. Um, I'm not saying real hip hop. I'm just saying everyone, all the people and the labels and the promoters, they just promote like the one thing and that's it. Like whatever's trending. Like, but there's so much good
No,
music. You know what I mean? There's so much good music. I used to love getting calls from labels. They would call you and talk about, you know, whack records that they had out and good records. You know what I'm saying? And me as a DJ, I'm like, okay, I'll rock with this because I'm feeling it. This one I ain't feeling, I ain't playing it. But there's not a lot of that going on.
right,
There's just not a lot of promotion with a lot of hip hop music, is what I'm saying. Unless they're only going for radio spins
right.
on the corporate radio, you know. Because I'm like, even like I follow
Facts.
Premier's show, like your show, what you play, and I'm hearing y'all playing stuff, and I'm like, damn, I don't have that. Where can I get it from? You know what I mean? So I gotta go search for it. You know, and sometimes it's a hard task to find some of that good music. It is, man. So what I'm trying to do too
Yeah,
is
man. Yeah,
with what I'm doing with Illsboro, you know, I'm just distributing music for artists out of my city and everywhere else. But I'm trying to take, you know, my knowledge and experience on college radio and service and records and still try to get some of the music that
right.
I'm putting it out to DJs, you know. Yeah. Shout out to the Beat Junkies record pool because
Right.
they've been pretty good with some underground joints. Yeah. And then
Yeah,
let's jump into that because the
yeah.
whole like we were
Shout
talking
out to
about
them.
yeah, how everything kind of changed, switched up. Um, everyone is streaming now, and that was kind of like a whole new world for me to get into as well. You know, the Spotify, Apple Music. It took me a while to even get on Spotify. I'm like,
Yeah,
man, I'm just rocking CDs and in my car if I need to listen to something, you know. And that just opened up a whole new world, you know,
yeah,
for DJs, for
yeah.
everybody, you know, for listeners. Um, are you are you do you got Spotify or Apple or Tidal? Do you listen to stuff on there? Or are you still old school? I'm not really old school, but
I do have. Yeah, I'm old school. I do have those apps.
okay,
Um,
okay,
I don't listen to them like every day, but I do have them, and I do tune in and listen to some stuff.
yeah,
Because you
yeah,
have to, man. You have to be tuned in to, you know, what's going on. So yeah,
yeah,
I do that, but I just do digging. I still go, you know, I still go digging, man. You know,
yeah,
I'm more into the you know, still looking for, you know, shit like that, man. I'm still into
right,
that vibe, man. It's nothing like when you're producing a beat, man, just going to find that loop or sound that nobody mess with yet. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
right,
I still get a rush from just that, like, wow, like
yeah,
that nobody has. So I'm
right.
still into that.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. That's a whole culture, man. That you know the hip hop birthed, and that's what was amazing to me. Um, you know, people
Yeah,
like you, Primo, Pete Rock, just everybody, how you just find the smallest sound on a record, man, and you guys flip it and make beautiful music out of it, man. That was always fascinating to me. I used to try, I wasn't that good at it like you guys, you know what I'm saying? I got friends that do it, but I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan of it.
yeah, yeah,
I got
yeah.
another whole wall over here of like sample records and stuff as well. But I love that culture, and I love that you're still
Well,
in it and you're still doing it because that's definitely an art, man, for real, for real. And
yeah,
next time, I don't know if you've been I know you've been to
oh
Tampa a
yeah,
few times,
yeah.
but I don't know if you've been to the to the secret record spot over here. I shouldn't. I'm gonna let you know next time you're in town.
I haven't. You never.
Yeah, because you were in. I know you were in and out, but there's a spot here that, like, Diamond comes through. He'll comes to Tampa just to go here. It's kind of famous. It was in the documentary Scratch. They had video of it, but they didn't say what store it was. But it's a warehouse. It's over here in Tampa, St. Pete area. I'm gonna put you onto it next time when we get off. I'll shoot you the info because you'll love it.
Okay.
Yeah, they got samples and mad 45s as well.
Bet.
Yeah, I remember one time I did a party with Kid Capri.
Wow.
I had Kid Capri in town. He went there, and he dropped $3,000. Like everything that I paid him, he spent all of it on records, and he had stacks and stacks of records and had to ship them back. That he bought from there when he was producing. Yeah, but you'll like the spot. You'll like the spot. I'm gonna put you up on it. Yeah. But yeah, the whole streaming thing was kind of new to me as well. I find that I can find there's a lot of classics and a lot of music that I like on there now. But that's kind of how I keep up with some of the new stuff too. I'll just go and check. I'll just peep it. But the problem is, if there's something I like on there, it's hard for me to find it on an MP3 or like a WAV file. You know what I mean? That goes back to like service and DJs.
Yeah.
There's records on there that, they might have 1 million streams, and me as a DJ, I'm like, how do I get that record? Because you can't download it off of Spotify and play it. I gotta seek it out and find it. So that's kind of how the industry changed a little bit, But let's talk about your new project too. That you dropped another project this year. You and True Trilla called Lord Trilla.
July.
What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Lord Trilla.
To my man True Trilla, man. Prince I. Yeah, Reek the Kid, Flaqua, my man Guilty Simpson, Naps and Dreads. Yeah, man, we did this project in July when we put it out in July. And got some bang on it, man. It was just like during this pandemic, nobody really knew what was really going on, and was nothing to do. So I always say, like, if you weren't doing nothing during this pandemic, you need to look yourself in the mirror and, like, do you really want to be doing this? Because you had nothing but time. So, we released this album. We did the video for It's 050. And what's crazy is they shot their part in Jersey. I shot my part down here, and put it all together. Davis put it all together, man. And the video was dope, man. So if y'all haven't checked it out, please check it out.
Yeah.
What else?
And you did pretty much all the production on it?
After that, I was. Yeah, I did the whole thing. Yeah, I did the whole thing. And now I'm in the process of doing my Plain Dealer Part 2.
Okay.
All right, cool. And in the process of doing that, man, I got like 3 so far that I'm digging. I've been overseeing my daughter's project, DJ Glow, posting.
Yes.
Making sure her, sound is right and everything. But she's producing. I let her do her own thing, and I just listen to the final, the recorded version. I mix and master them for.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna talk to her a little bit later episode and ask her about that. Because that's why I called this episode The Funky Child, because of your daughter, man. Because she was influenced by you, but she's funky. She's producing, playing instruments. She's doing it all herself. I love that, man. Yeah. So we're definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, man. She's like a Lord Jack.
Right, and she's only 16 years old right now. When I met her, she was 10.
Delay, man.
Yeah, it's the delay.
Yeah.
When I met Chloe, she was 10.
Yeah.
And she was rocking the stage. We rocked with her in Paris. I remember it. Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, so definitely looking forward to that. Yep. That's when we all linked up. But man, that's great. I'm just happy that you're still.
Let me just.
Hello?
Let me just let the people know, man. Like everybody has a talent. It's just everybody has a talent from God, man. But it's just up to you to get it out there or learn what that talent is. Um, Everybody can succeed, but do you have the guts to fail? Think about that. Let that marinate. Do you have the guts to fail? Don't be afraid to shoot for the stars, man. I don't care how old you are. They say once you get a certain age in hip hop that you need to stop because you're too old. But if you still have your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit, you can still write and talk. Go for it. The world is huge, man. Go for it. Go for it. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid, but shoot for your dreams. I know a
Yeah.
lot of 40, 50-year-old dudes that, still out here trying to do it, man. And I commend them on that. But while they're still doing that, you
Hmm.
still have to, I mean, you have a wife and kids, you still have to get out there and got a 9 to 5, you still got to make money and provide. But,
Right.
don't stop, man. Be passionate.
Yeah.
Be passionate about it. And if you feel it here, go for it.
That's so real, man. I'm glad you said that, man,
Go
because
for it.
I'm so glad you said that because I feel the same way. It's just I feel it here, so I never give up. You know, no matter what else comes at me and whatever is thrown at me and other responsibilities, I still love the music and I have that passion in me for hip hop and for the culture. So there is times where I want to fall back. I'm like,
Yes.
man, what am I doing? I'm too old. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. But I'm just doing what I love. You know what I mean? And that's all you can do, man. It's a beautiful thing. Don't give
Yeah.
up. Yeah, that's how you get that happiness and that joy in life, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. That's why the smile is on your face right now, man. LL said, man, he said dreams don't have an expiration date. Those are facts, man. They don't have an expiration date. Keep going. Keep
Yeah,
going.
that's so true, man. That's so true. Shout out to LL for that. but yeah, but Jazz, man, I'm gonna
Yeah.
we gotta jump
Yeah.
off, get into some more music. I really do appreciate you coming on and talking with
Okay.
me, talking with the people. It's a blessing. We got to do this again, man, because there's so
No
much more we
doubt,
could talk
man.
about. There's so much more we could talk about. I'm doing a Tampa hip hop talk one as
Before
well. Go ahead.
wait, before I forget, I want to let y'all know Lords of the Underground will be releasing a new album of 2021, like February, March. It's called Soul Legendary. The first single is called What's Up, and it's featuring Onyx. You can go right now on YouTube, Lords of the Underground featuring Onyx. What's Up, produced by the Snow Goons. Go check that out.
Oh, that's big, man. I didn't even know that. You didn't tell me this was coming out. I'm excited now, Jazz. I'm excited.
You see?
that
Yeah, it's crazy. I'll send it to you.
okay. So y'all definitely been working during the pandemic, man. I love it. I love it. Yeah, that's big, man. Another Lords. I meant to ask you that too. If you
Yeah,
guys were working on a new project, because I know you're doing your solo things, your daughter things, but you heard it right here. Next up,
yeah.
Symphonic Distribution, brand new Lords of the Underground in 2021. That's big. And then also before
Yes,
we jump off, make
yes.
sure everyone gets the Lord Chilla album that's out now. Make sure you follow Lord Jazz on his IG. I got it scrolling across the bottom. Lord Jazz. LOTUG, Lords of the
Yep,
Underground, and then Friday Night Mix Show on Twitch TV, DJ Lord Jazz.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
But for real, man,
Also, my
appreciate it.
website,
Go ahead.
djlordjazz.com.
Say it one more
Also,
time.
Cameo, if you want a happy birthday or shout out. My website is DJ No, hold on. Right. DJ-LordJazz.com.
Okay.
And if you want a special shout out or happy birthday, hit me up on Cameo as DJ Lord Jazz. Also check my Bandcamp out. It's DJ Lord Jazz, where you can get all my stuff.
That is what's up, man. I'm gonna check all them out. Hold on, I'm gonna throw this across the bottom. That's the website right there, DJ-LordJazz.com. I'm gonna hit you up for a birthday shout out from me.
Hey, Sandman, you getting dope?
What's that? Yeah. All right, we started breaking up like a little bit of the audio, but I got all of that clean.
I see you maneuver.
Yeah, I'm trying to engineer and do all of this at the same time. But that's cool. And like I said, my birthday's in January, the end of January. Man. I was gonna have a big party with you and some heavy date weights, but I don't know how the world's gonna be with the pandemic, so I'll keep you posted though. But I'm still gonna hit you for that birthday shout out on your website. I'll do that, man.
Let me know. No.
I definitely will. I definitely will. All right, so I appreciate you again, Jazz.
Right, so,
I'm gonna end the broadcast. But I can still talk to you for a second. Give me 1 second. All right, DJLordJazz.com. Make sure y'all check it out.
Yeah.